All right, now moving into the technology as an imperative and how it's just become more and more critical to adopt technology. Actually, I was reading an article the other day in the tech space that it's becoming harder and harder for the U.S. to compete with other regions in the AI race because of the lack of adoption in technology across construction for these complex projects, data centers, chip manufacturing plants for AI, and, just what do we do to make sure everybody's adopting to deal with these uncertain times. That's the theme of this conversation is. So I'm going to start with you, John. This next question for you. Which technology investment has delivered the most ROI and what made the difference?
Well, I think anytime you're looking at any technology, you got to get the buy-in of your operations or your company. You could get the best product out there, and if the employees aren't buying into it, it's just not going to work. So we implemented Procore a couple years ago, and that's probably after years of doing other project management platforms that were subpar. The buy-in of having that product really we saw a big boost in our just the management of the projects. I mean, better budgets, better commitments, more timely RFIs and submittals. So I'd say as far as an ROI of what we're seeing from our standpoint, it is really allowing us to communicate better to our customers when change orders are coming. Our subs, we're managing them better, and while it's not a cheap project or process to have with them, it has been worth it, every penny.
Yeah, that's great. And I know I'm not sure if you have the integration, but we work with Procore on a daily basis. I know we offer different solutions. They're really great at operations. We're really good at back office financials, but I'm sure it's important to you that communication back from your field team, the back office, is seamless as it possibly can, and we're working to how do we improve that for our mutual customers.
Yeah, as far as the connection for our standpoint, it pushes into our Sage software really easy, and it really helps us to have accounting and project management to be able to talk and seeing everything, communicate back and forth.
That's great. And any comments as far as what you're seeing, clients, their comments on ROI and adopting a particular technology, where they've seen the biggest ROI or value?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the same thing is we're seeing a lot of our clients. Procore is obviously one of the most popular integrations that we see with the different Sage solutions out there. But specifically is bringing the finance team and the operations team together. And that's one thing that we're seeing clients before, pre a cloud accounting software, pre a Procore, they're living in siloed systems and they're not necessarily communicating, and the project management team doing a great job, but not necessarily communicating with the back office on a seamless basis, vice versa. So that's a big theme that we've seen within our client base, is having a solution, a full encompassing solution across a company, but one that everything talks together and everything's clicking, and that just speeds things up and really breaks down silos across the company. And we're seeing exact replicas of what John's saying here, really breaking down those barriers and speeding things up and just making the company operate leanly and more efficiently.
Yeah, I'm about to get in that age where I'm going to say back in my day, but yeah, I came from the subcontractor specialty world, and yeah, we wanted to get financial insights, data stuff. How are we performing? What's the work in progress report? We'd send out an email. Hopefully we get it the next day or whatever. So yeah, just having that at your fingertips as a project manager or the back office where you get line of sight to what's going on in the job has got to be invaluable. All right, so Zach, what's the biggest shift you've seen or seeing in how construction leaders think about technology, and what do you think is driving that change?
So this is actually a great segue to what John was just saying here, because really the shift I've been seeing, technology in general with construction leaders, is they're going from seeing technology as just a cost, as OpEx, to an actual investment in the company. And 10, 20 years ago, you would see people, my father works in construction, and they see their accounting software or back office project management software, it's just something I have to be compliant. It's something I have to file my taxes. It's something I have to do X, Y, Z to be compliant, to check the box and be a real company, so to speak. And people are really leaning into more of, oh, this is an investment. This is going to give me a return. Yes, it might be, I may have to outlay, more cash than I'm paying for a solution now, but they're seeing those gains coming back, as John was talking about, in operational efficiency, winning business, higher margins, and it's paying for itself multifold. So really, thematically, that's been the shift that I've seen, is that concept of, oh, I'm just paying for this solution because I have to run a company, to I need this, and this is really an investment in my company to have these solutions in place.
And does that resonate with you?
Yeah, I mean, it really does. I mean, again, the being able to flow the information upstream as much as you can really does help. I mean, we've had back in my day, to your point, when we started off, I mean, you could sit there and change orders don't go away. Things don't go away. They're still out there, but if you can get them in front and you can pass them on to your customer, well, now it's not an expense on your side. If you wait too long, the general contractor's eating it, most likely, and you're not able to pass that along. So, the technology is allowed. That's where we're really seeing, is where the technology is allowing the communication a lot better to make sure those costs get pushed up to the right ways. Because a lot of times there are legit changes to the scope of work and to what needs to be.
Nothing's designed perfectly. There's always uncertainty.
Yeah, always.
Well, it's interesting. You said, the GC, for my world being in the subcontractor space, it was, you want to get this construction project on schedule, on time, and keep everything. And so these things that, wasn't necessarily part of the original specs. And so we're like, all right, well, we agree, a gentleman's handshake or whatever signed, we're going to get this change order with the GC. And sometimes if it's, as you said, if it doesn't get in time, then it's going back to, let's negotiate pennies on the dollar. And, being able to have a system that you can do it quick, I'm sure has got to be very, the ROI would be there.